Okay, so something's going wrong with the sound on my other camera. It was picking up some weird sound that I don't know, girl. So you couldn't hear the beginning of this video. So to preface, I simply was saying that a gentleman DM'd me on Twitter. He wanted to know my opinion on single mothers. He says he's completely done with dating single mothers. This last situation, you know, almost ruined him. He's still recovering and all of that. And he initially asked me if I would give my opinion on dating single mothers. And I said, well, I'm not a man dating any single mothers. So I don't know what I would say. And then I asked him for a little context, a little piece of backstory. What exactly are we talking about? So where the video picks up is me reading, you know, what he said, you know, his context, and then rendering how I feel, my opinion, based on what he said. You just couldn't hear that at the beginning, so I had to cut it out. But that's where we are. Anywho. So I said I could give an opinion if you would elaborate a little bit. What situation led you to being completely done? He responded, just the drama with my ex-girlfriend. I felt like I was dating her and her family because mentally they controlled her and always had their nose in our business, thanks to her running back and telling them things when we argued. Her son never liked me. I took care of her and her daughter. I was homeless. She took me off the streets, and I promised her I would get a job. Never wanted to move in with her, but I was and she was in love. Her son moved out once I moved in. He never gave me a chance. He never wanted to go to school. I didn't like that he disrespected his mom. I got her to stand up to him and the rest of her family, and they claimed I brainwashed her. A year later, I moved out, got tired of her drama and her family's drama. Me and her nephew were gonna fight. That's when I was done. 3 months later, she begged me back. I moved back in. A year later, more drama with her son, and now her mom and dad. Then I tried to leave. Her family made her fabricate certain things and got me arrested. So that's basically the gist of that. So what I see here, brother, is not an issue with single mothers. I don't see an issue with single mothers. I see an issue with this particular young lady. I don't see how you've correlated that to single mothers and how you have made this situation where you are completely and totally done with single mothers forever. I don't get that. Maybe there was something left out that would further explain where her motherhood was the problem. It just seems like y'all were not compatible. As far as the son, I've been that boy. I've been that little boy. I rarely give people a chance. I rarely do, because I'm able to pick up on vibes and energies. Now, I don't know if he picked up on your vibe and energy. It could very well be that he didn't like your steez. It could be that. I know growing up with a single mother, what I would have really appreciated, and I never did get it, is if somebody wanted to come into me and my mother's life, I would have really, really loved if they would have sat down with me, had a conversation. And I know, you know, it sounds probably crazy to those who didn't grow up with a single mother, but I would like for you to sit down with me and talk to me and let me feel you out, instead of just popping up in my house and now you my mama man. Like, that don't make sense. All of a sudden here you are. So I don't know if you grew up in a single parent household, but I did, and I'm not sure how you approached being in their lives. But if you didn't have a conversation with him or try to have a conversation with him prior to moving in, that's probably a big part of his issue. As far as her running back to her family and telling all your business, that's not good. That's never gonna make a successful relationship. Like, you can't do that. As far as you having been homeless and all of that, I'm so glad that you've made it. You know, you got a job and all of that, and you're doing better. But I feel like moving in with her, it feels more like you moved in with her not to be homeless, because you said you never wanted to move in with her. So going into the understanding that you moved into this woman's house with her 2 children and you didn't want to move in there, and you may or may not have had a conversation with the son, but he probably felt the energy that you did not want to move in there, probably made him uncomfortable. And children, and boy children especially, are not great at expressing themselves. It's very rare that you find a teenage boy or a young adult male or a grown-ass nigga, like, truly, that is able to express himself and say, well, this is why I have a problem with you and this is what's going on. It's very, very rare. I'm not sure how old the children are. I'm imagining that the son is older than the daughter, all of that. But it just really feels like you just popped up in this boy's life smooth out of nowhere. And I mean, it could be that this is not you're not the first dude that popped up and are now living with them, and maybe he had a bad experience with the gentleman prior to, or, you know, 2 gentlemen ago. Like, you've got to take into consideration that you came into their lives, but they had already been living other lives. Like, I feel like everything you said is valid. Everything you said makes sense from your perspective, but you also have to look at it from other people's perspective. She may be running back to her parents and her family, telling them everything you're doing because she went through another relationship where she didn't tell her family what was going on, and she ended up in danger. And maybe her son saw it, and, you know, now he's very weary of gentleman callers. Like, I'm just giving you, you know, examples and things that may be going on, may have happened. You can't just you can't just say, because this woman did this, I'm through with single mothers forever. I mean, you can say that. I'm not, who am I to tell you? But it doesn't make sense unless there's something you left out of the story about other single mothers that you have dealt with, or where her motherhood is what really broke y'all up. Now, the fabrication and her getting you arrested, that goes back to y'all not being compatible. That goes right back to, so it really feels like this woman wasn't meant for you. I don't see where you're getting the whole, I'm done with single mothers as a whole. That don't make sense. And I'm not trying to get you to change your mind. I know you said that there were, you know, women trying to get you to change your mind and going in on you. I'm not trying to go in on you at all. I'm just saying, what you saying would not constitute for me never dating a single mother ever again. Like that, that's for me though. It may be, you know, too hard for you. Maybe you got attached to the children or the little girl, and now, you know, y'all aren't in each other's lives and you miss her and that kind of thing. I'm not sure. But what you've given me, I don't get where you coming from with the single mother thing. And also, when you're dealing with a single mother, she should be putting her children before you for like, especially if y'all ain't married. She should be putting her children first. I know the lines get all tricky once you get married, and then the husband is the head and carrying on. But y'all wasn't married, so it would be absolutely insane of her to put you first. No shade, and not diminishing you, not diminishing your role as a man. I'm sure you're a great man. But what you're saying, I'm not getting it. So either, you know, drop down in the comments, clarify if you want your identity out there or whatever, or if not, you can tweet me back and clarify a couple things. If there's things that I wasn't understanding or something that needs to be clarified, tweet me back or drop it in the comments, let me know, and we can talk about it some more and do another video or whatever. But where I'm at right now, I'm not sure where you got being done with all single mothers. I think you probably just need to be done with her. But yeah, that's how I feel. I'm gonna run up in this house and take me a nice cool shower because it's hot boots out here, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.